Hello North Country and welcome to Saranac Central School at historic Pickett's Corners, New York for Regional Championship Baseball. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Kelly Miller on camera. This is the North Country Regional Championship game between the Massena Central School Red Raiders and Plattsburgh High School Hornets. Plattsburgh High School 18-0 overall on the season, undefeated all the way through this 2001 season, and rated #1 in the Class B rankings in New York State. The Red Raiders are 17-2 overall. In the most recent rankings, they were placed at 18th in New York State for Class B. They are coached by Daryl Paquin, his 31st year as the varsity coach, and assisted by his son Greg Paquin, who used to play baseball for him at Massena Central. The Plattsburgh High School coaches, Pat Goodell, in his 7th year as the coach at Plattsburgh High School. He's assisted by Jim Manchester and Terry Miron. We look forward to a great game. Two of the top teams, no question about it, in this North Country and within the Northeast, and the Massena Red Raiders, a formidable foe for Plattsburgh High School. Every pitch counts, every game counts, and really when you get to this point, you throw out the record books, you throw out the state standings. The only thing that matters is who finishes the game today on the scoreboard with the most runs. One team could score 5 runs on bunts and on walks and on the other team's errors, and the other team could hit 4 home runs. Doesn't matter. The team that scored 5 on the bunts and the walks and the errors, they are headed further on into state play. One game for the winner of this one before they go to the Final Four. So what stands in the way of Plattsburgh High School's quest for the Final Four? Massena Central Red Raiders, Coach Daryl Paquin meeting with his team right now. They will send Ryan Toth to the mound, a real hard thrower, Ryan Toth, and Plattsburgh High School takes the field with Matt Rivers going to the mound. In postseason play, Matt Rivers has pitched just 1 inning, given up no runs, no hits. He struck out the side and he walked 1. In CVAC play, Matt Rivers pitched 26 1/3 innings and he gave up 16 hits, just 4 earned runs for a 1.06 earned run average. He struck out 48 batters in 26 1/3 innings. He had wins over Beekmantown, Northern Adirondack, Ausable, Tupper Lake, Saranac, and Saranac Lake. Plattsburgh defeated Northeastern Clinton Central in the semifinals of Section 7 Class B, and then defeated Saranac Central by a score of 13-1 in the championship game for Class B to earn their way to this North Country Regional. And we look forward to a great game. It looks like Paul O'Connell will be at home plate. W. O'Connell trots down the third baseline, and I believe Mike Toloski is the other official. Lee Yeager out at home plate. He's the athletic director here on these grounds at Saranac Central School. And we saw Gary Butler, who is the head of the chairs the protest committee should there be any problems. Gary Butler, veteran baseball coach and official, is here as well. We're about set for play. Good group of parents from both schools represented at this one. We have kind of a warm day. Our AccuStat thermometer says that it's 71 degrees, and we've had overcast skies. It did rain prior to game time, about an hour, a little bit of rain just to wet the field down a little bit, and we are about set for the opening pitch of this North Country Regional Championship game for Plattsburgh High School. As we mentioned, indeed it is Matt Rivers on the mound. He's been their ace, and then Jason Perry is the catcher. First baseman Mike McNichols, second baseman Mike Rivers, shortstop Cliff Connors, and third base Mike Bergman. In the outfield from left to right, it's Ryan Miron, Brad Ravito, and Kevin Hart. First batter, the shortstop Jason Raytai for the Red Raiders, and their first look at Matt Rivers, a fastball up the middle, but grabbed by Connors and across the diamond. Cliff Connors stuck a fork and it took the one hopper, but Raytai hit a bullet up the middle. He jumped on the Rivers fastball, but it's a 6-3 put out, but good contact on the first pitch of the game. Left fielder Matt Meacham stands in. We want to be sure we said Kelly Miller on camera. He's got a busy summer planned and one last job with us before he heads to a busy summer. Meacham looks down at the third base coach, Greg Paquin. Head coach Daryl Paquin is at the dugout. Ryan Toth in the on-deck circle. Called strike there. Meacham bats for Massena. Just a slight breeze. The wind won't be a factor at this point. That one came in a little bit high. Looks like we're looking at a 3-1 count. Rivers looks in and delivers, and that's a walk. Rivers a little too high on the pitches, and Meacham works Matt Rivers for a walk. Rivers an excellent control pitcher. He did walk 9. He struck out 48 in his 26 1/3 innings. Toth will be followed by Kyle Ward. Toth will be the pitcher for Massena Central. That one skied to the third base side, and Mike Bergman over there. Bergman in foul territory has it. And there are 2 outs in the top of the first inning. You reach this far in state play to the regional level. This is the Section 10 champions, Massena, and the Section 7 champions, Plattsburgh High School. You know that you've got more than just one element to your team. You definitely have an ace of the pitching staff, and you definitely have some hard hitters in your lineup. What's been great for Coach Goodell and Plattsburgh High School is that Plattsburgh High School, from the number 1 man to the number 9 batter in the lineup, can pound the baseball on any given day. Steal of second base, the fake bunt. Perry's throw is offline towards the second base side, and a stolen base for Meacham. So with 2 outs, the Red Raiders get Matt Meacham in scoring position. Kyle Ward is at the plate. Brett DeRushy would be next, the catcher for Massena. Our thanks to the Plattsburgh High School parents for their support. Hard smash. Knocked down by Connors at shortstop, and Meacham doesn't hesitate. He scores, and that'll be a base hit. Connors kept it in the infield. Diving try, but Kyle Ward with an RBI single, and the Red Raiders are up 1-0.
Nice save, Cliff. Good save, Cliff.
Fully extended. Connors got to the ball and kept it from headed into the outfield. Probably had it gone to the outfield, Ward would have had a shot at second base. Ward's at first, 2 outs. Brett DeRushy steps to the plate. A very misty rain beginning to fall. Small lead by Ward at first base. That one's called strike 1. That one foul down the right field line. Plenty of space in the outfield to chase long fly balls in foul territory. Wide open spaces. The outfield, 320 feet down the lines. The gaps are 340, and dead center 380 feet. A major league poke to center field. I'd like to try to put one over the right field wall. It's a pretty high fence, though, isn't it? A real high home run fence in right field. That one looped into center. That will fall in front of Ravito. Oh, off his glove. Diving try there. And Ward holds at third base. DeRushy with a single, a blooping single. Ravito ran a long ways, got to it, but couldn't handle it. And the Red Raiders with runners on the corners, 2 outs. And Jason Belisle as the Red Raiders try to make a big inning out of this.
Come on, Jason Belisle, stay off for us, 1-8, stay on.
And that is great for your confidence to face a strong pitcher like Matt Rivers and poke a couple hits. Jason Belisle at the plate. He's the right fielder for Massena. DeRushy at first and Ward at third. DeRushy headed to second, and the throw. Oh, they have him picked off. Perry's throw to the mound, and they have Ward off third, and Perry chases, and makes the tag. Great infield play. Great infield play by Plattsburgh to pick Ward off base with Belisle at the plate. 1 run on 2 hits for Massena. After half an inning, the score on the Hornets scoreboard, Massena 1 and Plattsburgh High School ready to bat. Plattsburgh sends Mike Rivers, Matt Rivers, and Ryan Miron to the plate to face Ryan Toth, the ace of the Massena staff. Mike Rivers is...
Get it going, Matt.
Let's see, we've got Matt first. Who we got? Matt first, then Mike? Let me see what they did last time. That's Mike. Huh? They used Matt. Yep, Matt bats first. Twin brothers, and even though I had them both in my English class, still can't tell them the difference. I call him Rivers. Matt Rivers bats, and he is 2 for 5 in postseason play. 2 runs scored and 1 RBI is Matt Rivers. Toth, the pitcher, tall right-hander, and that one sails in high. Matt Rivers was a .410 hitter in the CVAC season. That one just missed outside. Looked good, just outside the infield for Massena. The catcher is Brett DeRushy. The first baseman is Chris Deshays. Another Deshays playing at Massena. Toss pitch fouled off by Matt Rivers. The second baseman is Kyle Ward. The shortstop, Jason Raytai, and the third baseman, Devin Paquin. Center fielder is John Belisle. He's flanked by Jason Belisle in right and Matt Meacham in left. That's the Massena team. And it looks like a 3-2 count. Full count, says Paul O'Connell, the home plate official. Matt Rivers at the plate. And that one's fouled away. Count remains full. Bottom of the first inning. Plattsburgh with its undefeated streak on the line each time they go out. And they have been to the Final Four. Called strike 3. Rivers caught looking on the inside corner. Toth with the strikeout pitch. Plattsburgh has been to the Final Four 4 of the last 6 seasons. And with a veteran team returning, that was way back at the beginning of the season. That had to be one of their thoughts, one of their goals coming into this season, is to get back to that Final Four. Mike Rivers now bats. And that one skied foul territory, stays in play. Third baseman dances around, and nice catch in foul territory by Devin Paquin. Toth records 2 quick outs on the 1-2 hitters for Plattsburgh, and Ryan Miron now at the plate. He's 3 for 7 in postseason play, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. And if I tell you Ryan Miron's batting average during the regular season, you're going to think I'm making these stats up. .571 batting average to shortstop. Across the diamond, that goes from Raytai to Deshays, and a 1-2-3 inning. The Hornets go quietly, not getting the ball out of the infield. And after 1, the score on the Hornets scoreboard is Massena 1 and Plattsburgh High School 0. Good crowd here from Plattsburgh High School to cheer their buddies on, and for Massena, Jason Belisle leads off. He was at the plate when Plattsburgh recorded the third out on a pickoff at third base. Matt Rivers pitches, and that one curve comes in the dirt. 2-0 the count to Jason Belisle. He'll be followed by Devin Paquin and Chris DeShays, and then the number 9 hitter, John Belisle. Change up there, and it's 3-0. Rivers fastball, and that was inside. Right down the gut, but inside, and that's a walk. So, second walk issued. Now, Massena's one run scored by Matt Meacham, who walked in the first inning. So now it's Jason Belisle, that leadoff walk. He hit that first man on. You can do so many things. And Devin Paquin, the third baseman, is at the plate. Mike McNichols holds Belisle close, and Rivers steps off the mound. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Kelly Miller on camera, bringing you North Country Regional Championship Baseball. The sacrifice bunt attempt, and Rivers to McNichols. Sacrifice works to get Belisle into scoring position. Nice sacrifice bunt put down by Devin Paquin. And now Chris DeShays steps in. One on and one out. Our thanks to Pat and Walt Rivers for their support of Hornet Baseball and for inviting us to be here today. We're at Pickett's Corners at Saranac Central School. Strike one on the curve from Rivers. Bottom two in the batting order. Rivers looks in, sets, and delivers. Curveball, and DeShays swung over that one. We're hoping that the little bit of a breeze has blown the overcast skies away. Right above us it's kind of light. That one just missed inside, a ball and 2 strikes. John Coyer here from Press Republican Sports covering the game, along with Dave Pazak with the photography. They were here early for this one. Top of the second inning. Pitch to DeShays, swung on and missed. And the first strikeout recorded by Matt Rivers. 2 outs now, and John Belisle to the plate. Top of the order to follow for the Red Raiders. A 17-2 record in the 2001 season for the Red Raiders.
Come on, Matt. Hold him here. Let's go.
That one high and away, ball 1 to Belisle. Rivers has struck out 1 and walked 2, surrendered 2 hits in the first inning, and Massena picked up a run on a bloop single from Kyle Ward. Rivers pitch, and that one, nice stop by Jason Perry in the catching spot, and he's going to go out with a word or two for Rivers. Going to change some baseballs while they're at it. Talked with some of the Massena parents before the game, and they were pretty excited about today's game, you could tell, and high hopes. The long trip from Massena to Plattsburgh. No, not Plattsburgh, to Saranac, New York.
Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt. You be the man.
And if you haven't been to this field, you see the renovations with the home run fence and the screens in front of the dugouts. And a walk issued. And Rivers not sharp with his control. He has walked 3 now in the game, 2 in this inning. And with 2 outs, runners at first and second for the top of the order. Jason Raytai hit a blue darter to Cliff Connors at short for an out in the first inning. That one comes in low, ball 1. Now should Coach Goodell have to go to another pitcher, Mike Rivers did an outstanding job this season, as well as Mike Bergman. Bergman picked up the semifinal Class B win over Northeastern, and Mike Rivers was the winner against Saranac. Throw down to first base, but easily back is Belisle. Belile's on the bases with 2 outs. Raytai bats, 0 for 1 in the game. Rivers' fastball is low. 3-0 the count. And Matt Meacham on deck. How many times has that happened? Always happens. You step off, no problem. Don't have to throw to second base. That's the strike, 3-1. Fans on one side yell balk, fans on the other side reassure them that's not a balk. And the game goes on, the umpire knew it wasn't a balk. That one too low and a walk. So perhaps big game jitters from Matt Rivers, and Coach Goodell is out to talk with him at this point. 3 on base, all via the walk, and Rivers hasn't surrendered a hit in this inning. There's been a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout for the 2 outs, so they really haven't made contact on him, but yet he's in a tough jam, bases loaded and 2 outs, timeout on the field. We're in the top of the second inning. It's Massena 1, Plattsburgh 0. A big at-bat for the lefty batter, Matt Meacham. He drew a walk and stole a base and scored a run in the first inning. Fouled off right against the screen. That one is inside, low and in. Base is full, 2 outs. A huge confrontation in the top of the second inning. Curveball for a strike. Pretty pitch there from Rivers. Matt Rivers on the mound. Just missed outside. That was close. Hornet fans wanted that one. I think it's 2-2. I think we're at 2-2. Rivers looks in, pitches out of the windup, and the curveball to shortstop. Oh, through the legs of Connors. 1 run and 2 runs in. Play at the plate. Gets by Perry, backed up by Rivers. They'll throw to second base, but safe, and the Red Raiders get benefit of a Hornet error. I had wanted to point out the Hornets had made just 1 error in 14 innings of postseason play. The sun comes out, but it's a cloudy day for Plattsburgh thus far. Jason Belisle scored. John Belisle scored. Raytai ended up on third, and Meacham ended up on second. And Ryan Toth bats. He fouled out in his first at bat. 7th batter of the inning, and they elect to walk Toth, their number 3 hitter, an intentional walk. And you do not have to throw the pitches. You can just direct the home plate umpires, send that batter to first base. So the Hornets not out of the inning yet. Still no hit in the inning. 2 runs in. Massena leads 3-0, and Kyle Ward, who had a single, steps in. He's the cleanup hitter. The sun comes out, the first sun we've seen in 3 days, and it comes at the low point, perhaps, of the Hornets season. In a big game, they are down 3-0, but plenty of baseball to play. Strike one on the curveball. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 8th batter of the inning is Ward. High, 1-1.
Come on, Paul.
Curveball, and Ward swings over it, 1-2 the count.
One more now. You and Jack.
Strikeout. The Red Raiders scored 2 without a hit, and after 1.5, the score on the Hornets scoreboard is Massena 3, Plattsburgh High School 0. Hornets, second inning. Mike McNichols, Mike Bergman, Brad Ravito against Ryan Toth, who has a 3-0 lead.
That's working. Let's go.
Mick Nichols, 1 for 7 in postseason play. That one hit a home run against Northeastern Clinton, a screaming line drive over the right center field wall. He scored 3 runs. Ball 1-2 McNichols, the cleanup hitter for the Hornets. That one just missed, 2-0. Ryan Toth, a good size right-hander. Strike, 2-1 the count. We're ready to defend ourselves. If anybody swings late, McNichols could swing late, hit it right towards us, but I'm ready to defend Kelly Miller on camera. I will give up my body to protect Kelly Miller. He's got a big job ahead of him. And then Alaskan fishing calls once again, commercial fishing in Alaska. In front of the plate, and Toth scoops it up from the mound, and a 1-3 put out. Toth has retired the first 4 Plattsburgh batters, and Mike Bergman steps in. Bergman 2 for 6 in postseason play. He's scored 2 runs. He's driven in 1, and Bergman hit .405 in the season. He had 3 home runs, drove in 16. Batting in the number 5 spot. Hornets down by 3, need some base runners. And the innings and opportunities can go by quickly in a 7-inning game. Just missed ball 1. Paul O'Connell has officiated how many games in his career? Strike, and it's 1-1 to Mike Bergman. Jose Canseco fan par excellence. The biggest Canseco collection in the... And mention Canseco, I think he heard me. I think Bergman heard me mention Canseco. He hits a screamer up the middle. Bergman with the single. First hit of the game for the Hornets, 1 on and 1 out. And Brad Ravito is the batter, 2 for 3 in postseason, and he's walked 3 times, plus a sacrifice fly. He's scored twice. Ravito has found a way to get on base for Plattsburgh. He hit .361 on the season. Brad Ravito, the center fielder, and they go for Bergman at first. He dives in, dirties up the uniform.
Brad.
1 at a time.
Toss pitch. Called strike on Ravito. Kevin Hart to follow. Change up, got Ravito ahead of that pitch. Pat Goodell in the third base coaching box. Jim Manchester in the first base box for Plattsburgh. Coach Goodell hoping to wave those arms and send his runners home. That one just missed. Ravito with the eagle eye, and now it's the Massena fans who wanted a strike. They thought that was awful close. Toth takes a glance at Bergman at first. I know he's not stealing. Grounder infield, slow roller. They go to second base for one. And the fielder's choice puts Bergman off the base paths and Ravito on now with 2 outs. And Kevin Hart to the plate. Hart 2 for 6 in postseason play, including a home run, and he had 4 RBIs against Saranac in the championship game. He hit a long shot over the left field fence. I'd say he hit one 380 feet over the left field fence. And then he hit one to, where was it, like right center, if I recall right, around 340 feet that missed a grand slam home run by about 6 inches. So Hart certainly has power. Cliff Connors hopes to follow. 2 outs with the speedy Brad Ravito at first, and they may test the arm of the catcher, Brett DeRushy. Runner Ravito eyeing Pat Goodell. No signals from Pat Goodell, so I guess they're going to play it safe when they're down 3-0. Rely on the bat of Hart to produce something. That one was up high, huh? And Kelly Kelly Miller, who pitched a few high school games in his time. Noticing you think he's not stopping, huh? You think he's not coming to the set? And throw over, not in time. I'll watch him on this one, see if Toth comes set. No, well, and close, but Ravito just got in on that one. Very close. Very close. So Ravito will steal an inch or 2 back towards first base on this lead. He's not taking any lead right now. He's waiting till Toth gets to the set position. Toth with a sly grin on his face. He's looking at Ravito. He's eyeballing Ravito. And a strike. And I didn't look, Kelly. I forgot to look. Quick stop, short stop. Hart, the batter. More attention has been on Ravito, the runner. Short lead by Ravito. Very short lead, and called strike 3, the curveball in the right place, and Hart caught looking. No runs on a hit for the Hornets, and after 2, the score on the Hornets scoreboard, Massena 3 and Plattsburgh High School 0. The Red Raiders, 3 runs on 2 hits through the first 2 innings against Matt Rivers. It'll be the middle of the order. In the 3rd inning, Brett DeRushy, Jason Belisle, and Devin Paquin. Matt Rivers delivers, and that one off the fists, and Bergman has it in the infield. 1 pitch and 1 out. And Jason Belisle, who drew a walk and scored. In fact, all 3 runners who have scored got on base via the walk route. So Matt Rivers, if it was the jitters, he hopes that's over. But you can't give the free passes in a game like this. That one skips in, ball 1 to Jason Belisle.
Double H, let's go, baby.
The sun is out in Saranac. Curveball bounces in front of the plate. Nice stop by Jason Perry. Perry started catching in T-ball, I think. Rivers pitch, fastball, up around the letters and fought off by Belisle. Rivers has struck out 2 and walked 5. Very uncharacteristic of him. One of those walks intentional. 2 strikes and that one too low. I think we're at a full count. Full count to Jason Belisle with 1 out, top of the 3rd inning. And too low and a walk. So credit Massena for being patient and drawing the walks, and if the Hornets want to put them on, the Red Raiders will take it that way. They have just 2 hits, but 6 walks issued. Paquin, who sacrificed in the 2nd inning, and that one under the feet of Paquin, and that wild pitch sends Belisle to second base.
Come on, Matt, now. Come on, Matt, be the pitcher.
So Devin Paquin has a runner in scoring position with 1 out as Massena looks for more. They scored 1 in the 1st and 2 in the 2nd.
Nice and easy.
This must be Media Central right now. I've got Kelly Miller to my right, the Zoom lens cooking, and Dave Pazak to my left. Press Republican with the Zoom lens cooking. And Rivers lays off that one, and it looks like we're at 3-0. Chris Deshaies on deck, a chance to bat. We had a couple runners on. That one's a strike. 3-1 as Matt Rivers struggles with his control. Got a 1 pitch out on the first batter, but then walked Jason Belisle. That one fouled away towards Saranac School, over towards my car.
Your head, let's go.
I hid my car behind one of these $40,000 vans, so I know I'm safe. Rivers looks in, steps off, he'll reset. Comes to the set position and deals. And that one popped up. It'll be a tough play down the left field line. Looks like it's in foul territory, and nobody could get to it. Bergman, Connors, and Miron all gave chase. If you have questions about our programming, feel free to give me a call, Foxy Gagnon at 561-0616, and we'll fill you in on our program schedule. Our thanks to Press Republican Sports, Bob Getz and the gang for publishing our schedule. A low liner, and that is a single to score 2. Well, I say 2, but it's 1. He just had a long run. Belisle scores on the Paquin single, and Coach Goodell out onto the mound. 1 run in. Jason Belisle has now scored twice. Paquin gets the RBI. It's 4-0 Massena, and Plattsburgh has to shut the door in a hurry. Chris Deshaies is the next batter, and Matt Rivers surrenders the ball to brother Mike Rivers. So Mike Rivers will go to the mound. Mike Rivers with a record of 3-0 on the season. He defeated Saranac, Seton, and Peru. Pitched 25 innings, gave up 5 earned runs and 15 hits. Struck out 43 and walked 10 in those 25 innings pitched. And Matt Rivers goes to shortstop, and I believe Cliff Connors will go to second base. And timeout on the field in the top of the 3rd inning. It's Massena 4 and Plattsburgh High School 0. So Mike Rivers takes over with Paquin at first base, and 1 out, 1 run in. Matt Rivers pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits. So what's up? What just happened? Pinch runner. And I don't know who that guy is. I didn't get the other, sorry, I didn't get the reserves numbers, but they have a pinch runner in for the Paquin spot. Maybe I could find out from Scotty Buvia, who's got the scorebook in the Hornet dugout. Strike one to Chris DeShays. Plattsburgh has to shut the door, and then they have to tune up their bats beginning in the third inning. And they'll have Connors, Perry, and Matt Rivers when their turn comes around. That one off the mark, 1-1. Hornets fans, as you might be able to hear, Hornets fans wanted the strike there. You can tell we're sitting in the Hornets' nest. That's a strike on the real slow curveball. That off-speed curve. Tantalizing off-speed curve. Rivers looks in, checks the runner, and delivers, and the curve again is offline.
Okay, Mike.
Pinch runner at first base. Red Raiders up by 4. And that swung on and missed. That tantalizing slow curve where you say, on the way there, you can just see the ball coming towards you. Say, now I swing, now I swing. No, wait, now I swing. And then you swing, and it was still too early. 2 outs. Runner remains at first. Number 9 batter, John Belisle. He walked and scored. And still, all 4 Massena runners who have scored were on base by the base on balls. Fastball for a strike. Mike Rivers pitched 4 innings against Saranac in the championship game. Gave up no runs and a hit. Struck out 7 in those 4 innings and walked 2. And that one to right field. Hart on the run. Foul ground. Dives, can't get to it. And Hart gives it the college try. And that's one of those where you say, geez, if I'd been moved over just a step or 2. And Hart slow to get up. He had injured his knee in one of the games. Let's see, he injured his knee in the semifinal against Northeastern. Mike Rivers on the mound. Bergman at third. Matt Rivers at shortstop. Connors has switched from short to second. And Mike McNichols at first base. Rivers looks and pitches. Fouled over to that house over there, who might get a few dents in their car as they park it in the yard. I'm not sure who lives right on the first base side of Saranac Field, but many are the years they've had people chasing baseballs in their yards. The next pitch from Rivers in front of the plate. Rivers off the mound quickly, and to McNichols, a 1-3 put out. Hornets are out of the inning. A run on a hit. After 2.5, the Hornets scoreboard says Massena 4 and Plattsburgh High School 0. Bottom of the 3rd inning. The Hornet ladies are here. Cliff Connors, Jason Perry, and Matt Rivers. For the Hornets, the boys have to tune up the bats if they want to continue play in this season. Standing in their way, Massena's 4 runs and the right arm of Ryan Toth. What's ahead for Plattsburgh? They have no runs on a hit. They only hit a hard shot up the middle by Bergman. Connors' first at bat of the game. He's been in a mini slump. He's 0 for 5 in postseason play. He hit .361 in the CVAC and did not strike out through 36, plus he walked 6 times. Let's give him about 45 at-bats for Connors. He did not strike out. And then as soon as we brought our cameras for the semifinal game, his first at-bat in front of our cameras, the unlucky guy struck out. Just missed. Boy, that was close. Ryan Toth toes the pitching plate. No changes made in the game for Massena except a pinch runner, and Paquin re-entered the game at third base. Number 2 for Massena was the pinch runner. And Connors works Toth for a walk. The leadoff walk. First walk of the game issued by Toth. He has struck out 2. And now number 9 hitter Jason Perry.
Come on, Jason!
Both Connors and Perry, excellent hockey players in addition to standout baseball players. Perry takes that for a strike. Postseason play, Perry is 2 for 5, scored twice, driven in 2. And on the season, Perry hit .485. Can you believe that? Plus had 9 walks, 17 RBIs. Perry can handle the bat. Called strike. Connors with the leadoff walk. Plattsburgh can't be too daring on the base paths. They're down by 4. The Hornets weren't really tested throughout the season. The number 2 team in the CVAC, Saranac, Plattsburgh defeated by over 10 runs in all 3 of their outings. And they were tested 1 game mid-season, Osable Valley. And the Hornets came from behind, I believe, in that one to win it 4-3. So the Hornets have had one one-run victory, the others by quite a few runs. If Toth can get through the 3rd inning with the 4-0 lead, it's going to be a big hill for the Hornets to climb. Called strike 3. Called strike 3, the curve, and Toth mixing his pitches nicely. He doesn't look like he's overpowering, but he's keeping the Hornets off stride. 3 strikeouts, all a called 3rd strike. So the Hornets not being aggressive, not being ready. And they are a hitting team, so they're going to have to attack a little more and make some things happen. It's Matt Rivers, 0 for 1. 3rd baseline, nice backhander, and the put out at 2nd base. A whale of a backhanded play by Devin Paquin. Good leather at 3rd base, and the put out, Connors put out, so that means Rivers is at 1st base with 2 outs. Mike Rivers to bat.
Come on, guys.
And the Hornets, let's see, if they still haven't hit it out of the infield. Pick off to 1st base, but diving back in is Matt Rivers. The Hornets have not poked the ball out of the infield yet, except for the Bergman single up the middle. Pick-off move and swipe tag at 1st base by Deshays. A nice swipe tag there. Toth likes to throw to 1st base, but boy, you do that so many times, you're going to throw one away. Taken for a ball. Ryan Miron hopes to follow. There are 2 outs in the Hornets' 3rd inning. Called strike, and again the Hornets not being aggressive. That was a ball maybe you could poke to right field. So as I sit here with a bird's eye view along the 1st baseline with Kelly Miller on camera, I want to see the Hornets get a little more aggressive. That's been their bread and butter all year. Poke the ball around. Standing room only crowd at Saranac Central School for the North Country Regional Baseball Championship Class B. Taken outside, throw down to second base, and they got him. They got Matt Rivers. Strong throw from Brett DeRushy, and nothing going right for Plattsburgh today. Matt Rivers thrown out at second base. And after 3, the score on the Hornets scoreboard is Massena Central 4 and Plattsburgh High School 0. Massena with 4 runs on 3 hits as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Plattsburgh no runs on a Bergman hit. Top of the order, Jason Ratai. So Mike Rivers on the mound. He's pitched 2/3 of an inning in relief of his brother Matt. Curveball low, 2-0 the count to Jason Ratai. 0 for 1 plus a walk. I saw Muggsy Favreau here tonight. Tried to get him to come over and do some color commentary with us. Muggsy Favreau, the mayor of Katie'ville. He probably had to get back for some of his mayoral duties in Katie'ville. Maybe a board meeting tonight or something. Pitch to Ratai for a strike. His name is Ratai. He spells it R-A-I-T-I. But pronounced Ratai. The Rivers pitch. Right back to Rivers. Rivers to McNichols. Hornets with the glove work. And 1 out recorded. Meacham has walked and reached on an error. Scored a run. Massena scored 1 run in the 1st inning. RBI single from Kyle Ward. Scored Matt Meacham, who had walked. The Red Raiders added 2 in the 2nd inning without a hit. And then 1 in the 3rd inning on an RBI single from Devin Paquin. Meacham bats. Swung on and missed. That one goes in the dirt. 2-2 the count to Meacham.
Come on, Matt. Come on, Mike.
Mike Rivers looks in, wheels and deals, and right back to him. And 2 1-3 putouts in the top of the 4th inning. Mike Rivers has retired the first 4 batters he's faced, and Ryan Toth now. Toth pitching a great game for the Red Raiders. He fouled out at the plate in his first at-bat and then was walked intentionally in the 2nd inning. He bats with the bases empty in the 4th, 2 outs. That one a bit low, ball 1. And a bunch of signs. The Hornet ladies brought the signs. I see Go Miron, Go Perry, Go Foxy. Oh, that was nice they put one like that. Kelly, geez, they put a Go Foxy sign. That's real nice of them.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike, now. Come on, Mike.
Mike Rivers winds up and delivers. Up the middle, Connor's there, knocks it down, and no play. Ooh, how are we going to score that? Tough play, high chopper, base hit. Infield hit for Toth. Connors got in front of it, knocked it down, took a high hop off his chest. And I'll score that one a base hit. 4th hit of the game for Massena, comes with 2 outs. And now Kyle Ward 1 for 2 in the game. Again, a little misty rain. Now they're not going to have, why aren't these guys running? They're not going to have Toth run, maybe because he's the pitcher. I don't understand this courtesy runner bit. But pinch runner number 8, who had been in the coaching box, is going to pinch run. He knows there's 2 outs. So he pinch runs. I don't know what the rule is on that for pinch runners.
Mike now. Come on, Mike.
First runner to get on base against Mike Rivers is Toth, and then he's replaced by the pinch runner.
Come on, Mike.
Cleanup hitter Ward bats, and you know Rivers has to retire him without further ado. Nice backhanded stop by Jason Perry in the catching spot. It's a rare pitch that gets by Perry. You've got to work some to get it past him. Unless you're Rick Ankiel, you're not going to get it past Jason Perry. Swung on and missed, strike two. And Paul O'Connell does some housekeeping around home plate. Fixes that home plate. Jason Perry has a question for him. I don't know, did he miss a spot or what? Jason's looking over, the signs are up. Ravito rocks our world, says Laura Phillips on her sign. Go Cliffy, the signs are out. Nobody ever told me I rock their world. No. I wonder if Goose has rocked anybody's world. I'm going to have to ask him. Kyle Ward with an RBI hanging out of his back pocket. Mike Rivers pitches and off the fist and into right field for a hit and pass hard. That could clear the bases. Pinch runner had stopped, and now he's headed home, and the play at the plate. Oh, offline. Oh, my God. Nothing going right. 2 Hornet errors on the play. Oh, my goodness me. I give Ward a single, but the Toth pinch runner would have been out at the plate, but the throw to home plate well offline. 2 Hornet errors on the play puts Ward all the way to third base, let me tell you. So it's 5-0. The Hornets made 1 error in their first 14 innings of postseason play. I had 1 inning in my book, or 1 error in my book. They've made 3 in 3 2/3 innings today, this North Country Championship game. And the Hornets not playing their style of baseball, to say the least. Brett DeRushy bats. The Hornets have now given up runs in all innings, although it still says 4-0 on the scoreboard. My book has 5 in the book. Rivers pitch, fastball for strike 2. DeRushy is 1 for 2. Single in the first. Popped up to Bergman at third base in the third. Curveball blocked by Perry, perhaps saved the run there. I told you they don't get past number 10. Rivers pitching out of the stretch position with the runner on third, and he strikes out DeRushy to end the inning. But Massena picks up another in their 4th inning on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Hornets need to get busy. After 3.5, the Hornets scoreboard says Massena 5 and Plattsburgh 0.
Go, Mike, start it up, down.
And the Hornets fans waiting for Hornet baseball. Bottom of the 4th inning. Mike Rivers, Ryan Miron, and Mike McNichols will bat, facing Ryan Toth. His 4th inning of work. He's surrendered no run on a hit. He has struck out 3. Hard smash in the gap in right center. 330 feet. And a leadoff double by Mike Rivers. The first real hit to the outfield by a Plattsburgh batter. First pitch of the 4th inning by Ryan Toth, and Mike Rivers sent it 330 feet. Now Coach Paquin, 31-year veteran, Massena Central, went partially out in the field to direct his outfielders of where to play, reposition his outfielders. Left-handed batter Ryan Miron now bats. And that's ball one. The Hornets hoping to come alive on the Mike Rivers leadoff double. Called strike, 1-1 the count. Miron, one steady batter. 3 for 7 in postseason play. Well, 3 for 8 now in postseason. But that incredible .571 batting average. Deep, deep. One hop off the fence, 340 feet. Miron has a double. Back-to-back doubles. Mike Rivers and Ryan Miron, and the Hornets have 1 run in. And Coach Paquin wastes no time coming out to the mound to settle down his pitcher, Ryan Toth. Toth cut through the Hornet lineup the first time around, facing just 1 over the minimum in the first 3 innings. But Rivers and Miron double to the fence. And that will bring up Mike McNichols.
Let's go!
I'm watching carefully to see if there's any changes taking place after all the huddles. Overcast skies. The sun had peeked through here and there, but a misty rain beginning to fall. And Toth steps off as the Hornet dugout is alive. Toth stepped off, wants to reset. Miron leads off second. That one, curveball low to McNichols. High, center field, center fielder, tough play, second baseman back, and a pop-up to second base, but a high pop-up, 1 out. Next up, Mike Bergman. Bergman 1 for 1 in the game. Lays off the curveball, low in the dirt.
Come on, Bergen! You see that fastball, baby, you whip it.
Miron at second. 1 run in for Plattsburgh. 2 hits in the inning. This one high. 2-0 now to Mike Bergman. First base is open, and Brad Ravito on deck. Bergman with more power than Ravito. We may have to put up our umbrella or put the cover on our camera. 3-0 the count. And Toth being careful with Bergman.
Hey, Brad. Ryan, no. Up or down, right? Slide and
Toss pitch, taken for a strike. 3-1 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning, but the tension of a 7th inning. Roller, past Toth, off his glove, and he gets the out at first nevertheless, as Miron made it to third base. So a 1-3 put out. Toth was persistent, and second effort paid off. He got the Bergman out. 2 outs now. And Brad Ravito hoping to keep the inning alive for Plattsburgh. They poked 1 in, but when you lead off with 2 booming doubles, you hope for more than 1 run in the inning. You don't want to be greedy, but you'd like to score 3 or 4.
Close, man. Gotta swing.
Come on, Bradley.
Ravito at the plate with Hart to follow. Slow curve, and that one was outside.
Go, guys.
Just the slightest rain falling. There is a rainbow over the left field fence high in the sky. Who's going to get the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? I'm not sure. Can we get much of that rainbow, Kelly? Toss pitch. Hard to right field. Foul territory. What a chase given by Paquin out in right field. Or Belisle, Jason Belisle gave it a great try. Long foul by Brad Ravito. Ravito, a transfer student from Beekmantown Central, and he moved into the starting center field job for Plattsburgh High School. Toth wanted the strike there. Full count on Ravito, who has a good eye at the plate. Ryan Miron at third base. The Toth pitch. Swung on and missed, and Toth pitched out of what could have been a big inning for Plattsburgh. A run on 2 hits for the Hornets. After 4, the Hornet scoreboard says Massena Red Raiders 5, Plattsburgh Hornets 1. Massena has scored in each inning thus far, and top of the 5th, it's Jason Belisle, Devin Paquin, and Chris DeShays. Belisle 2 walks and 2 runs scored. 4 of the 5 Massena runs. The runner reached base by a walk. Up the middle, base hit. Jason Belisle leads off the 5th with a base hit, and Massena just keeps coming at you. 17-2, the Section 10 Class B champions. 17-2 overall, but Plattsburgh's undefeated streak certainly on the line now as we go to the top of the 5th. 5-1 Red Raider lead. Boy, that the colors of the rainbow, Kelly, over by third base, really beautiful. Very sharp. And Rivers pitches. Low ball. Now, when I'm at these high school games, I think about when I played, and I wonder if the pitchers pitched as fast as this. I can't remember. I could hit, Kelly, but geez, I can't remember if they threw this hard. Look at these guys now. We got some funny fire truck or siren going by. It's none other than the state police zooming by us. Hope everything's okay. Leadoff single by Jason Belisle. Now Devin Paquin with 1 for 1 and an RBI. Paquin at the plate. Not the coach's son, in case you were wondering that. What they told us is Daryl Paquin is the head coach, 31st year at Massena. His son Greg Paquin is the assistant coach, and he's in the third base coaching box. And then this Paquin, Devin Paquin, is a cousin. So there, we asked our questions. In a slight rain, fouled away right towards the school. And that got a car. That got the bus. That got the bus. Kelly a little worried about his vehicle. Big trip for Kelly tomorrow. You driving there? He's driving. Boy, I could go for one of Trish's lemonades right about now. You get to this part of the game, you like to have one of those Trish's lemonades. Trish is our fan of the game, along with Patrick Donnelly. Let's salute those guys. Patrick, recent college graduate. Boy, they're hitting vehicles in the parking lot. Home plate umpire Paul O'Connell looking for some new baseballs. Terry Miron throws one out. I understand Coach Miron is quite a fast runner. They were telling me, I was asking who's the fastest runner on the team, and they said, well, it's the coach. And I was thinking, well, Coach Goodell, I don't know, he's pretty old. Coach Manchester, he's got those long legs. They said, no, Coach Miron can outrace everybody on the team. So I know he can outrace me. I don't know, unless you put a bucket of wings out there on second base or something, give me a reason to run fast. I might be able to outrace Miron if you put a bucket of wings on second base, first one there.
Go, Mike.
Rivers checks the runner, and the runner's headed to second base. The blooper, and Miron there in left field, camps under it. One on and one out. Chris DeShays, 0 for 2. Now, is this a pinch hitter? Robinson? Robinson. And when you don't know his first name, you call him Robbie. Robbie Robinson batting for Chris DeShays in this spot. DeShays the first baseman, so we'll check to see if he returns. This may just be strictly a pinch hitting spot for Robinson. The number 8 spot in the batting order. Mike Rivers on the mound. He came in to pitch in the third inning with 1 out, recorded 2 quick outs to get out of the third inning. Gave up a run on 2 hits in the fourth, struck out 1. And he's given up a hit and recorded an out in this 5th inning. But the Massena Red Raiders don't go away. They've chipped at Plattsburgh. Power to left field. Miron back a few steps. Circles under it. Miron, a smooth fielding left fielder, and he did not make an error all season out in left field. No bobbles, nothing past him, no throwing errors. They call him Ryan Miron. Now, John Belisle, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. That one is strike 1. Nope, it's outside, ball 1.
Right there, Mike.
Fans love the umpire. That one's right near us. That we might be in danger. Mike McNichols, we'd put the camera away because we thought we were in danger, but Mike McNichols protected us. Mike McNichols surrounded that baby in foul territory and gobbled it up. No runs on a leadoff hit for Massena, and it's the first inning. The Red Raiders didn't score. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Massena 5 and Plattsburgh High School 1. 2 bats for Plattsburgh in the bottom of the 5th. Kevin Hart, Cliff Connors, and Jason Perry. Hart has cut out the numbers 99 on the back of his head. You know how you shave that? You shave the numbers 99 on the back of your head? That's what he's got. I opted for just a big 0 on the top of my head. That's what I had. So I'm sporting the 0, and Kevin's got the 99. Strike 1 to Hart. You know, maybe when I retire from teaching, I'll do a little Alaska commercial fisherman bit. Go to my buddies to Alaska. Swung on and missed. 0-2 the count to Hart. He took the home run swing there. Hart ready the 0-2 pitch. This is where Toth likes to throw the slow curve. There it is. Hart got a hold of it, but under it a little bit. And in left field, left center, caught in left center by Matt Meacham, the left fielder. Cliff Connors will be next. Connors drew a walk to lead off the third inning, but was forced at second base a moment later. Well, these Hornet parents have been with this Hornet team through the season. All kinds of weather. They've put the chairs down at baseball fields from Ellenburg to Plattsburgh to Osable Valley, all over the North Country, and boy, they sit on the edge of their seats now because Massena chipped away early, and Ryan Toth has done the job on the mound. Not an overpowering pitcher, but mixing his pitches and showing good control. Toth has walked just one in the game, and a strikeout recorded here.
Let's go!
Fifth strikeout for Toth. And now Jason Perry is the batter. Top of the order to follow. Never too late for a rally, says Coach Goodell. So, but the outs running out on Plattsburgh. Off the fist, hit the base. That's a fair ball down into the right field area, and Perry lines it down first base. Swung late, but it was right on the line and it hit the base. That's proof. And then it took the good hop. It was hit hard enough that it scooted into right field.
Okay, what do you say, guys?
Indeed, the Shays did return to first base out on the field, even though they pinch hit for him. Now, Perry at first base with 2 outs. You can't take a chance. You leave it up to the bats of Matt Rivers and then Mike Rivers, but they bat with 2 outs. Matt Rivers is 0 for 2 in the game. Ball 1. Kelly Miller on camera. What a job he does. Part of our North Country Cable Network crew. Well, he'll be missing this summer. Geez, who are we going to get to do the Lake City Speedway games and Fox on the Run interviews? Who are we going to get? Into left field. Hard liner, base hit. Additionally, Massena, no errors in the game. Plattsburgh committed 3 errors. So Perry and Rivers with singles, and Mike Rivers at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He had a long double in his previous at-bat. A very light, misty rain following. Very misty, not even enough to bother you. Strike 1 on the curve. It was 70 degrees at game time. It's 65 degrees now. You're only chilly if you're in shorts. And most people are pretty comfortable. Some have blankets on their laps, but most people are okay. That one comes in high. Key at bat in the game. Plattsburgh with a huge hill to climb, down 5-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. But they have 2 runners on base. That one outside. So what is it, 2-1? Looks like 2-1 count. Hitters count here, and Ryan Miron in the on-deck circle. Toth pitches to shortstop, and the force out at second base. Ray Ty to Ward for the putout. The Hornets do not score, and they had 2 hits in the inning, and after 5, the score on the Hornets scoreboard is Massena 5 and Plattsburgh High School 1. Our thanks to Walt and Pat Rivers for their support of Hornet baseball, and they have certainly been supporters of their 2 sons, Matt and Mike, through T-ball and Little League baseball. I don't know if the Rivers have missed a game that their kids have played. Mike Rivers faces top of the order for Massena, Jason Raytai, and then Matt Meacham and Ryan Toth. Top of the 6th inning. Red Raiders up by 4, looking for more. Strike 2, 2 quick strikes recorded by Mike Rivers. This game being brought by Massena Radio. That one kind of off the fist, and Ravito calls for it in center field, and he has it. Ray Ty flies to center field. Matt Meacham is next. He's 0 for 2 plus a walk, scored a run. Meacham steps to the plate. Also, we should mention Mark Donnelly is here. He's the athletic trainer for the site trainer for this North Country Regionals. So everyone knows him as the outstanding athletic trainer at Plattsburgh High School. And he has encouraged he started an intern program at the school, and a number of his former interns have gone to college for the same athletic trainers, including his own son, Patrick Donnelly. And I can think of Kathy Laundrie, my cousin, who became a trainer. I guess that's what you call it, or physical therapist, or I'm not sure the right terminology, but Mark Donnelly, well respected, not only in the North Country, but throughout New York State for his knowledge. Meacham bat swung on and missed there.
Waving to you.
Huh?
I think he wanted to say hi to you.
Who wanted to?
The batter.
Oh, he was looking our way. Rivers kicks the leg and draws the walk to Meacham. Meacham walks for the second time. He's been on base 3 times in this game. And it's Ryan Toth, 1 on and 1 out. First walk issued by Mike Rivers. He has struck out 2. The Massena batters have shown patience. They've been good contact hitters. They've played excellent defense. All the ingredients that you need. Sun out once again at Saranac. The North Country Regional Section 10 champions for Class B, Massena, and Section 7 champions, Plattsburgh High School. Hard smash, right center, deep, could be enough, could be gone. It's gone onto the tennis courts, a 2-run homer, Ryan Toth. And that could put the do it in the top of the 6th. 2 insurance runs provided by Toth's bat. His arm has been bad enough. Now he swings it over the fence. And it's a 7-1 game. The Massena fans happy and the Plattsburgh fans are silenced. Just makes it all the tougher for Plattsburgh High School with 6 outs remaining in their dugout. Kyle Ward, 2 for 3 in the game. And that one sailed in high, ball 1. Coach Goodell out to the mound, timeout called. And in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out, there's timeout on the field. It's Massena 7 and Plattsburgh High School 1. Ready for the run. Ward the batter. RBIs in this game, 2 for Toth, 1 for Ward, 1 for Paquin. And others came in on errors. Rivers to McNichols for the 2nd out. And number 5 hitter Brett DeRushy is next. He's 1 for 3. North Country Cable Network bringing you the North Country Regional Baseball Championship. Strike 1 to DeRushy. The Hornets 18-0. And they have 6 outs to play with to turn this game around and remain undefeated. It's a heartbreaker if you go all season undefeated and the only loss you take is the last game you play, because that's the one you remember. That one offline. Looks like we've got a count of 2-2. DeRushy at bat. Jason Belisle hoping he'll get an at bat. He's been on base 3 times. To shortstop, Matt Rivers. Across the diamond to McNichols. And that ends the Red Raiders' 5th. They picked up 2 runs on a home run by Ryan Toth. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, the score on the Hornets scoreboard is Massena 7 and Plattsburgh High School 1. Ryan Toth works inning number 6. For the Hornets in the 6th, it's Ryan Miron, Mike McNichols, and Mike Bergman, the 3-4-5 hitters. Kelly Miller on camera, and he points out a couple years ago, Massena was a Class A team and went to the state finals. They are a solid baseball program, to say the least, and the Hornets knew coming into this game that they were playing one of the top teams that they would see in the state, and Massena has not let their coach and school down today thus far. But the Hornets have 6 outs to play with, and Ryan Miron, always a tough out, leads off the bottom of the 6th. He's 1 for 2 in this one. A little repair of some catching equipment. Gonna have to fix something. Timeout on the field before Miron can even get a look at a first pitch. There's timeout on the field. Now we're set. Toth kicks and deals, and the line shot base. Oh, what a stop at second base! Miron beats it out. Miron legged it out, but Kyle Ward, a diving stop, major league play by Ward. That was as good as in center field. There was no way anybody would get to that ball. Miron with the leadoff single. His second hit of the game. Miron now 5 for 9. Let's see, get this right. 5 for 10 in postseason play to keep his 500 average intact. Unbelievable season. What a hitter, Ryan Miron. And a beautiful stroke from the left side. Kelly Miller knows all about that. Up the middle, nope, stopped at second base, and they get the double play. The Red Raiders turn 2 on the McNichols infield grounder. And Massena making all the plays. They've played flawless baseball. They've issued, Toth has issued just 1 walk in the game. And everything that the Hornets have, which is a run on 6 hits, has been hard earned. So now the base is empty, 2 outs, and Mike Bergman bats, and the Hornets are down to 4 outs. Bergman 1 for 2. And that's a single.
Keep it going, Brad. Keep it going.
And the Hornets have now 7 hits. How many hits for Massena? 7 hits for Massena. But the Hornets have not been able to bunch their hits together, and that's been a difference. Bergman with a single in the 2nd inning, but it was followed by a fielder's choice. And then doubles by Rivers and Miron, but then 3 outs recorded, and that was in the 4th inning when they scored their only run. They got a couple of hits in order. Perry and Rivers back-to-back singles in the 5th, but they couldn't follow up with a hit. And here in the 6th inning, a hit by Miron, but then the double play, and then a hit by Bergman. Evan Bruno runs at first base for Bergman, and Brad Ravito bats. He's 0 for 2 in the game. And he moved away from that pitch. 1-1 the count to Ravito with Evan Bruno taking a short lead off first base. Toth eyeballs him. Popped up, a foul behind the Hornets dugout. We should mention the other Hornets who have been such a part of this team throughout the year. The ones that haven't seen action today for Plattsburgh: Evan McDonald, Justin Lesser, Joe Reed, Brian Longshore, Scott Buvia, Austin Bushy, Colby Graves, Taylor Stone, Evan Bruno, and Dave Baker. Ravito with the good eye, passes on that pitch. Called strike 3. And Toth strikes out Ravito. And that's the third of the 6 innings that the third out was recorded on a called third strike. The Hornets not being aggressive. No runs on 2 hits for the Hornets in the 6th. After 6, it's Massena 7, Plattsburgh 1. Massena with 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Plattsburgh 1 run, 7 hits, and 3 errors. As we go to the top of the 7th, Jason Belisle, Devin Paquin, and Krista Shays. Mike Rivers working the 7th inning. He came in the 3rd inning with 1 out in relief of Matt Rivers. But the Hornets down by a 6-pack of runs, and it will come to the 7th inning. It will call for a huge come-from-behind victory for Plattsburgh High School if they hope to carry on into state play. Belisle got a small piece of that one, tipped into Perry's glove. Foul at the plate, right to the screen in front of the Massena dugout. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Kelly Miller on camera. North Country Cable Network. I want to thank the Hornet parents for inviting us to this postseason play. Walk issued to Belisle in a good at-bat. Too many free passes. That's the 3rd time Belisle has walked, and he has been on base 4 times. A hit in that other at-bat. Now Paquin bats. He's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Strike 1.
Boy, Mike.
The rain didn't bother us. The cold weather didn't bother us. Temperature in the mid-60s. But on the field, the Hornets couldn't put the pieces together today against an outstanding Massena Red Raiders team, the Section 10 champions. Slow curve and off the chest of Connors, and bad hop. Oh, how do you score that? It took such a bad hop. Kelly, I'm going to look for your expertise on that. It took a bad hop. You got to give an error? Can you give a bad hop single on that? Or?
I'm a tough scorer.
You're a tough scorer. Well, let's see how I score that. I'm going to give it a bad hop single because Cliff was, or that's Mike Rivers, I should say, or Matt Rivers. He was right in front of it. Now, Deshae skies 1, and Ravito gives chase, and that's against the fence. 2 runs will score, and oh no, they hold him at 3rd. 1 run in on a 380-foot double by Krista Shays. And Massena scores another one, and they have 2 runners on scoring position with nobody out. Belisle scored for the 3rd time. And now John Belial, the number 9 batter. This might be a pinch hitter, but Coach Goodell out onto the field, and Mike Bergman will come in to pitch. Timeout on the field in the top of the 7th inning, and it's now Massena 8 and Plattsburgh High School 1. Bergman to the mound. He pitched against Northeastern, the semifinal win. Gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 8 in 7 innings, walked 3. He faces John Belial. With nobody out and runners on 2nd and 3rd, Coach Goodell moves the infield in, and that one is lofted right in front of Miron in left field for an RBI single. Hits all over the place for Massena Red Raiders. Paquin scored, so it's DeShays at 3rd base now. John Belial at 1st base, top of the order, and the Hornets trying to get some outs so they can get their final swings. Ray Ty now bats, but this may be a pinch hitter. I don't know. I can't keep track of all these Massena red jerseys. Huh? Is that him? Number 9? Huh?
Joe McKenzie.
Joe McKenzie? He's not on their team. Kelly, I'm going to call it Jason Ray Ty till I hear differently.
He can't touch you.
Yes, they're calling him Jay. Jay for Jason. Oh, in the gap in right center. 1 up off the 340 fence. The Red Raiders are hungry for runs. And DeShays scores 3 runs in the 7th inning. And it's 10-1. This is something the Hornets have not seen all year. I don't think a team scored 10 runs in them all year. I'm not sure what the highest output was, but 5 in 1 game was the most. And Massena has doubled that. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And Matt Meacham is the batter.
5 and the closest was 3.
Well, this isn't Meacham. This is Andy somebody. And Andy hits it to center field. That'll be a sacrifice fly as Ravito makes the catch. Play at 3rd base, but runner in safely. Sacrifice fly by Andy. 1 out. Belial scored, 4 runs in, 1 out, runner on 3rd. Sun is out, but only for Massena. Ryan Toth bats. Fouled out in the 1st inning, intentionally walked in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and hit a 2-run home run in the 6th. Plus, he stands to be the winning pitcher. Ryan Toth getting his money's worth out of today's game. A 11-1 lead for Massena. Who would have thought? Bergman deals, and that one's a strike. For Massena, a walk followed by 4 straight hits and then a sacrifice fly. A big 7th inning for Massena. Swung on and missed the home run swing from Toth, and he has a full count. He tried to jump on that 3-1 Bergman fastball. Bergman blew it by him. The 3-2 pitch to left field and curving. Oh, it's fair. Stayed in. Rolls to the fence and a double for Toth. RBI double for Toth. They call him Bubba. I'm going to call him a hitter. Five runs in the 7th and a 12-1 lead for Massena. 5 runs on 5 hits. Now batting the 8th batter of the inning with 1 out, and that's Kyle Ward. Long inning on camera for Kelly Miller, let me tell you. He's going to be late for dinner. Oh, Mom's probably fixing up a nice salmon dinner tonight, something like that. Salmon on the... Although Kelly's got a secret recipe for what? What was it? Halibut? Oh, what a recipe. Yeah, a nice secret recipe that he fixed in our kitchen. Kelly came over, treated the Fox family to a meal, I'm telling you. There were no leftovers. No leftovers whatsoever. Special recipe that included a bottled item that I can't quite remember, but he had a couple bottles with him when he came in, part of the recipe and the secret batter. Boy, and just thinking of that, and I'll probably go home and have one of these cheap chicken of the sea tuna fish dinners. Oh well. And that was strike 3 on Ward. He tried to sneak an extra at bat, hoping Paul O'Connell wasn't keeping track. 3 strikes, and now 2 outs with Toth at second base. He's chit-chatting with Rivers. Let's see, that's who's over there now. Matt Rivers, Mike Rivers at second, Matt Rivers at short. Connors went to third base. Connors has played 3 positions today. And strike 1 to DeRushy, the 9th batter of the inning. That one off the fist, tough play over everybody's head, and what a diving play by Rivers at shortstop. Rivers at shortstop brings it in, but 5 runs on 5 hits in the inning for Massena. And after 6.5, the score is Massena Central 12 and Plattsburgh High School 1. For the 7th inning, I guess they go to the closer. Andy Draper takes over on the mound for Massena. Ryan Toth pitched 6 innings, surrendered 1 run on 7 hits, struck out 6 and walked 1. Kevin Hart bats. He's 0 for 2 in the game. And Draper's fastball to face. And he does have a fastball. I'm not sure if Toth stayed in the game someplace, but that may not matter anyway. That one bounces in. It'll be Hart, Connors, and Perry. Yep, Toth went to center field. Boy, Kelly Miller can spot these guys. My glasses can't see that far, but Kelly spot him. He's got good eyesight. Hart on this very field just a few days ago against Saranac had a couple of booming hits. Swung at the low fastball. Full count now. Draper facing Hart.
Come on, Kev. Come on, Kevin.
Hard smash off the glove of the second baseman. Got away from Ward. Line single for Hart to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Kelly Miller remembers the day of the Hornets being down in what level of play? Was it regional play or regional? Very same game. Hornets were down 8-1, bottom of the 7th, and the Hornets came back to win that one. Yes, indeed. Who were some of the players that year? Do you remember a couple of the guys on that team? Brent O'Neill. Berto. Brent. Center field. Toth gives chase. He catches it. Connors robbed of a hit there on the sliding catch by Toth in center field. No matter where you put Toth, he's been a factor in this game. Jason Perry 1 for 2 in the contest. Top of the order to follow. The Hornets down to 2 outs to end their season. That wild pitch sends Hart to second base. It's Jason Perry at the plate. Hart at second base. That one scoots in low. Hi.
I'm supposed to
Thanks.
do this too?
Thanks.
Okay,
It's
I guess
Ryan Toth's mom, maybe?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, Ryan had a whale of a game.
Well, he's playing good ball today.
That's Mom right next to us. There's an infield grounder. Great diving stop at third base, but no play. It'll be nice to meet you. Is he a senior?
No, junior.
He'll be back. Ryan Toth will be back for more. Okay, at third base, nice diving stop by Paquin, but could not get Perry at first base. Infield hit for Jason Perry. His second hit of the game. And 2 hits in the inning for Plattsburgh. That's been their max. They've done that a few times. Draper, foul off the fist by Matt Rivers, 0-1 the count. Runners on first and second with 1 out, top of the order for the Hornets. But they have Mount Everest to climb. They are down 12-1. Hornets now with 9 hits, but just 1 run to show for it. Certainly frustrating there. That's uncharacteristic of the Hornet team throughout the season. Another thing about this Hornet team, this combination of players got along very well, and great coachable kids, and I know many of them from their Little League days, and very likable people from all the way through, including the reserves, full of very likable people. That's a foul right off the hands of Ross the Boss Garcia right behind us, got the hands on it, saved some of the lady fans here, gave up his own body to protect the ladies, and that's Ross Garcia with the save there. Matt Rivers at the plate. So, Hart goes and is thrown out. Not good judgment there by Kevin Hart. He saw the ball get away, wanted to play aggressive, and it became the second out of the inning. So the Hornets now down to 1 out. Perry remained at first base, and Rivers at the plate. So as disappointing of a game this was, got a piece of it and fouled off. As disappointing of a game as this was for Plattsburgh, it was that much of a great game by Massena. And certainly Massena did all that they had to do. They pitched, they hit, they ran the bases, they played defense. And hit batsman. Matt Rivers hit by a pitch. And there's a supportive Hornet fan. Some young lady in the crowd. Next time you hit a Hornet player, you'll have to talk to me. All 98 pounds of her. So it's Matt Rivers at first base and Jason Perry at second base. 2 outs, and Mike Rivers bats. He's 1 for 3 in the contest. Ryan Miron in the on-deck circle, hoping he gets an at-bat. That one comes in too low. Andy Draper pitching the 7th inning in relief of Ryan Toth. And Toth's diving catch, sliding catch in the outfield, cost the Hornets a hit on the Cliff Connors hit to center field. Rivers was ahead of that one. And it looks like it's 2-2, perhaps 1-2 to Mike Rivers. Massena hopes this is the final pitch, and the Hornets somehow trying to stay alive. Taken away, and it's 2-2. 2-2 to Mike Rivers. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Relief pitcher Andy Draper on the mound. The slow curve, and just getting a piece of it is Rivers.
Good at that, Mike. Here we go.
The Hornets gave free passes during the game. They made errors, which is uncharacteristic, both areas. Didn't run the bases well. Contact, third base, force out, and Paquin at third base ends the game. And Massena Central, the Red Raiders are the North Country Class B baseball champions. The Massena Red Raiders with a huge 12-1 win over Plattsburgh High School. The Hornets in the final inning, no runs and a couple of hits. Ryan Toth, the winning pitcher, and Massena in the game, 12 runs on 12 hits. Plattsburgh High School, 1 run on 9 hits. The hitting leaders for Massena: Ryan Toth, of course, with 3 hits plus a walk. He had 3 RBIs, including a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. Jason Belial was on base 4 times, once with a single, 3 times by walks, and the 3 times he walked, he came around to score. And those were the 2 hitting leaders, but boy, they scattered 12 hits throughout their lineup. Plattsburgh High School, Mike Rivers, let's see, had a double to lead off the 4th. Matt Rivers had a hit. Ryan Miron had 2 hits for Plattsburgh. Jason Perry had 2 hits. Bergman had 2 hits. Kevin Hart had a single in the last inning. And that's it. Congratulations to Coach Pat Goodell, Coach Jim Manchester, Coach Terry Miron, and all the players of Plattsburgh High School on a great season, an 18-1, but they lose in the North Country Regionals, and their season comes to an abrupt halt. For Massena Central, certainly well-deserved champions, North Country champions, and they move on in state play. The Massena Red Raiders, coached by Daryl Paquin, assisted by Greg Paquin, are the North Country Regional Champions for 2001. Thanks to Kelly Miller for his work on camera. Thanks to the Hornet parents for their support during postseason play. This is Foxy Gagnon on behalf of everyone at North Country Cable Network saying final score, Massena Central 12 and Plattsburgh High School 1. Good night. No.